Coming up on UT 10 News, a student is assaulted on main campus.
And I have a sneak peek at the Toledo Zoo's Lights Before Christmas.
And we'll catch up with local firefighters and police officers facing off in the rink.
Plus, Alexa Marie Pitt has highlights from the Rocket basketball game against Stony Brook. Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brandon Carnes.
And I'm Roderick Hout. On the evening of November 19th, an attempted robbery took place on the footbridge behind the Center for Performing Arts. A male suspect approached a female student and demanded money. When the student said she did not have any money, the man shoved her and ran from the scene. The suspect is a 6'4" black male around the age of 20 and was wearing a black sweatsuit. UT Police Chief Jeff Newton says there are safety precautions students can take while walking at night.
You want to make sure that you make eye contact with people. It's always a good idea to walk with somebody, walk with friends if you can.
If you have any information about the crime, please contact the UT Police Department. Another way students can protect themselves on campus is with a new app. UT joins a list of 36 universities using the Lifeline application. Lifeline EDU came out in February and turns a smartphone into a safety alert system without having to dial 911. The app uses a phone's GPS to tell police where a crime is taking place. In the past 9 months, Lifeline has prevented 4 assaults across the U.S.
It turns your screen into kind of a button, a panic button, where you just depress your screen, and as long as your finger's in contact with your screen, then you're okay.
Students and staff can now download Lifeline EDU for free from the App Store and Google Play. Last week, the university's Board of Trustees approved a proposal to build a new, privately owned honors housing complex on campus. The construction will take place on the site of the recently demolished Dowd-Nash White Residence Hall. The Alabama-based nonprofit Collegiate Housing Foundation will build and operate the facility. The foundation will use student leases to cover the cost of the building and will assume all financial liability.
The idea is to take the oldest, most prestigious, the part of campus that has, the Ivy League feel, the Gothic architecture, and to create an initial impression that makes it very easily to recruit well-prepared prospective students.
The project is expected to be completed in 2015 and will house 494 students.
Last week, the Red Cross held their last UT blood drive of 2013. The walk-in donation site was set up for 3 days in the Student Union Ingman Room. While the Red Cross did not meet their goal of 245 units of blood, they did collect 141 from the UT community.
There's always a need. Again, we have to collect about 300 units a day to fulfill the needs of our hospitals in the area.
For more information on donating blood or to find out when the next blood drive is, visit the American Red Cross website. A well-known opera by one of the great American composers was performed over the weekend in Dorman Theater. Written and composed by Aaron Copland, The Tenderland is a coming-of-age story about a young woman during the Great Depression. This performance by the UT Opera Ensemble and UT Symphony Orchestra is the second opera to be performed on campus in 20 years.
This is a very, very good, strong college production that is right on the verge in some ways of being a regional opera production.
The UT Opera Ensemble will also perform a winter concert this Sunday in Dorman Theater. The Toledo Zoo is also getting into the spirit of the season with their annual Lights Before Christmas. Reporter Deena Mitchell checked out the growing display.
November 15th marked the opening day of this 6.5-week event. The Lights Before Christmas became a Toledo tradition back in 1986, and every year 12 to 15 employees start decorating in September for this shining event.
The process is really detailed. I mean, realistically, you're talking just as everybody at home goes through and they decorate their own tree. It's the same thing, but just on that much of a larger scale.
The Christmas spectacle features ice carving demos, carolers, and an ice skating rink. The ice rink is a new addition to the Zoo Lights and is open every day starting at 3 p.m. Skate rental is $3, or guests can bring their own skates at no charge. The Toledo Zoo's Lights Before Christmas is open every day from 3 to 8 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and until 9 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. The Toledo Zoo's Lights Before Christmas will be open until December 31st, and tickets are $13 for adults. For more information on prices and times, visit our website, ut10news.com. I'm Deena Mitchell for UT 10 News.
Thanks, Deena. Police officers and firefighters filled the Huntington Center last weekend, but don't worry, everything was fine.
That's right, Roderick. It was the 3rd annual Police versus Firefighters hockey game, and reporter Mike Smith was there.
Toledo police and firemen were wearing a different kind of uniform when they took to the ice this past Saturday to raise some money for charity. From the first face-off to the final buzzer, it was nonstop action. But to those involved, the event was more than just a hockey game.
It's all really about the community, bringing awareness to some of the safety things that we do in the community.
Tickets for this year's game were $13 and included admission to the Police vs. Firefighter game and the Toledo Walleye game that followed. A portion of the proceeds goes to charity, and this year's donation was especially meaningful for some.
Usually it goes to local 92 charities or the Toledo Police Athletic Association. This year it's going to For Pete's Sake, which is in honor of one of our battalion chiefs that just lost his battle with cancer.
It was a close game, but the police came out on top with a final score of 7-5.
But in the end, the real winners here were the charities. From the Huntington Center, I'm Mike Smith for UT10 News.
I'm Alexa Marie Pitt, and this is your UT10 Sports. It was an exciting weekend in Rocket sports. While the cross-country teams were competing in the NCAA National Championship, the men's basketball team headed up the road to Detroit for the 2K Sports Classic Tournament. But first, coming off their first regular season MAC West Division Championship, the Rocket women's volleyball team headed to the Spire Complex in Geneva, Ohio for the MAC Tournament. The Rocket went into the tournament seeded number 2 and played their opening match against number 7 Eastern Michigan. The Rockets took the first set, but the Eagles came back winning the next 2. UT railed in the fourth set, but in the 5th set tiebreaker, the Eagles fought back, clinched the match, and ended the Rocket season. Meanwhile, up in Detroit, the Rocket men's basketball team competed in 3 games over the weekend. They opened play Friday afternoon against Stony, Brook. The men started off slow as the first score didn't come until 2 minutes into the game. After J.D. Weatherspoon gets the rebound, he passes it to Julius Brown, then to Justin Drummond. He hits a 3-pointer, giving the Rockets the lead. Then later, Toledo makes a wonderful play here, ending with Weatherspoon's slam dunk, closing the first half with a score of 46-41. Nathan Booth opens the second half with the layup assisted by Brown, giving UT a 7-point margin. The Rockets had to work hard for every point through the second half. Brown hits the jump shot, but Stony Brook tries to keep the score within reach as Jameel Warney takes it back for a layup. A Booth jumper helps gain momentum, allowing the Rockets to win the game with the final score of 103-99.
Just proud of my guys, proud of our effort. If you're a college basketball fan, this had to be an unbelievable game to watch.
The Rockets close out the tournament with wins over Detroit and Florida Atlantic. The men are now 6-0 in the season. From one court to another, the men's and women's tennis team opened up their indoor facility in Maumee to the public this weekend. Reporter Jessica Lemieux has more from the court.
Around 30 fans of all ages joined the tennis teams for the 11th annual Meet the Teams Mixer. The community had a chance to play with and against the Rockets in singles, doubles, and volley matches. It also gave time for fans to meet and interact with players.
It's a great team to be a part of. Everyone's really friendly and just a great team atmosphere.
T-shirts were available for purchase, prizes were given, and a 50-50 raffle. Earlier this year, an alumni of the university brought the UT tennis team to the Toledo Tennis Club for his members.
It was just amazing tennis to watch, and I thought our club members would enjoy playing against them and with them, and we found out they're just great players and great people, so it was a great event.
With a $50 minimum entry fee per person, the team raised nearly $1,000.
The money from the Meet the Team fundraiser will be going towards the men's and women's travels this spring. I'm Jessica Lemieux for UT10 News.
That's it for UT10 News. For the latest breaking news from campus and bios from all UT10 reporters, go to our website, ut10news.com.
And you can always watch our award-winning newscasts on YouTube and Facebook, where you can get caught up with all of your campus news whenever you want. For Roderick Haupt, Alexa Marie Pitt, and all of our crew, I'm Brandon Carnes. Have a great week and stay tuned for more news from the UT10 campus.